Bet. Welcome to Boardman Gets Paid, the official episode 2, not part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The actual episode 2. I'm your boy, Xavier Gauthier, aka Black Key, aka XG. And I'm joined by my wonderful co-hosts,
Alex Petrich,
Benjamin Butler,
Will Martin.
Shout out.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, NCAA, we left off on the first episode from like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were waiting for the Final Four to happen. The Final Four has long passed since. UConn won the men's division.
Yeah.
We did not get a Battle of Florida, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Rather unfortunate.
Rather unfortunate.
That's very wrong.
Would have seen a lot of alligators. And LSU won the women's tournament versus Iowa.
Yep.
Who did UConn play?
San Diego State.
San Diego.
San Diego
right,
State.
San Diego
Go
State.
Aztecs, baby.
So, that's where we left off. Shout out Angel Reese. Also shout out Caitlin Clark, but bigger shout out to Angel Reese.
Oh, yeah.
Anything y'all want to add in terms of NCAA coverage?
I mean, it was a good tournament format, both for both men's and women's.
Yeah.
It kept everyone on their toes. Like for the first time ever, like was it a 1 through 3 seed in the Final Four for the men's?
Yeah, it was the first time a 1, 2, and 3 seed hadn't made it.
Yeah,
so.
2 4s, a 5, and a 9.
Yeah.
I'm happy with
wild.
that.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it was a good Final Four.
It
Yeah.
truly was March Madness.
I think the FAU game could have been better.
That's true.
I wanted it to be more exciting and better than it was, but it's also FAU, so I wasn't like surprised.
Hey, they played their little owl hearts out.
They did.
Wait, was it FAU versus San Diego State?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
And they
the buzzer beater?
Yeah, it was.
but the whole game was kind of sloppy.
It was
like,
that's college ball.
Yeah.
That's why I can't.
I don't know. The Miami game just looked better. Like the Miami versus UConn game, just
Yeah.
visually, like how they were playing, just looked better. But like the FAU game was definitely a fight. Like
Yeah.
it was a good game. Don't get me wrong. I just wish they had played a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. Outside of that, it was a good tournament.
It's a March Madness, man.
Yeah,
It was.
Super March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
Super madness.
Going on to the NBA, all of our predictions were wrong.
It don't matter, man. It don't matter.
All of our predictions were wrong, but it has been better than I feel like than we anticipated. Actually,
I mean, our awards predictions have been all right so far.
true,
Yeah.
true. Our play-in predictions weren't necessarily correct. That's what we messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron carrying the Lakers to a seed
Man.
pissed me off.
Man.
Now he's up 3-1.
The Timberwolves actually got into the play-in tournament or got into the playoffs off play-in.
Shout out to Anthony Edwards, man.
The
I know
Heat
the series is
and
over,
the
but-
Hawks ended up surviving.
Somehow.
The Hawks, not somehow. We dicked on them boys.
Yesterday, dude, a half-court shot buzzer beater.
I mean, there was I don't know.
Ice Tray be different.
Ice Tray is different, bro. I'm telling you.
You
Yeah,
know?
man
it's a
is-
shame the rest of his team ain't.
Look, man, they're trying.
Hey,
Except for Clint Capella. Everybody else is trying.
Dude.
Clint's ready to go back home to the
Look,
Swiss
man,
Alps.
Clint, it wasn't even last night. Like, last night he was playing pretty well when he subbed in for Double O, but, like, it was, game 4? He was just not playing well, man. Like, it just wasn't a good game. Or, I guess it would be game 3 I'm thinking of. Game 3 wasn't a great game for him. Like, he would literally come in, just stand in the paint, they would pass him the ball, and he would still miss, like, an open layup. It was just...
I mean, the Celtics are going to exploit that just because
Yeah.
their offense is so based around three-pointers that, you know, the Hawks have to keep up with that, and Clint Capella can't shoot threes.
Yeah.
No, he can't.
Not at
Meanwhile,
all.
his opposition, Al
But
Horford.
shout
Yeah,
out
and
John
you compare-
Collins
Yeah.
last night for dropping all those threes.
Oh, yeah.
That was goated.
I mean, he had a terrible
4 for
game
9.
4.
Let's be real.
He had a terrible game 4, but he kind of redeemed himself in game 5.
Yeah. It was a good game.
Yeah.
I liked it. Do you think that the Hawks win tomorrow in Atlanta?
They're getting DeJounte back.
Yep. We get DeJounte back off suspension for one game.
Okay, I don't want to be superstitious here, but it has, it's been an adage in the NBA for a very long time. He who wins Game 5 wins the series. I just doubt that you can compete with the firepower of the Celtics. This is a team coming off a finals run.
True.
And it speaks a lot to your team that you got Game 5 in Boston.
Yeah. No, it says a lot, especially down one of your best players.
They said we couldn't do it in Boston, and we did.
Yeah, they said you couldn't do it, and you probably still aren't gonna.
I mean, you're getting DeJounte back for Game 6.
We get DeJounte back. And really, that's a whole extra, in terms of last night's game, that's a whole extra, let's say, 15 to 25 points that aren't on the board just because DeJounte's not on the floor.
But that's if he doesn't get locked up by, let's say, Marcus Smart.
He's also been inefficient.
Well, Marcus Smart has been more so trying to lock up Trey than he has been trying to lock up.
You put your best defender on your best player, so that makes a lot of sense. But, I feel with him coming back and just the lack of, success they've had guarding Trey, he might switch over to Marcus in the next game. Maybe.
Malcolm has been doing a pretty good job of guarding both Trey and DeJounte. So.
True.
And Bogdan, too.
Bogdan been struggling, man.
He has been, but last night
he redeemed himself. Last night.
Last night he did pretty well.
He did have 18 last night,
which that's why I love the Hawks right now. And this was the only reason why I would say they do have a chance of taking this to Game 7, because even without DeJounte, they knew they had to step up, and the other players who haven't been doing as well through this series understood okay, I have to put points up. John Collins, Bogdan, fucking. How much did Double O have last night?
Okongwu, he had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
Not great, but
he had a 3.
It's enough.
Yeah.
Sadiq Bey coming through clutch in all of these games, really.
Yeah,
off the bench. He had 12 off the bench before at halftime.
Yeah, and that's what he finished with in 23 minutes, 12 points. But that's still solid. He shot 4 for 6.
He didn't get very many opportunities to shoot in the second half.
He was 4 for 6 though, so that's solid.
That's good, yeah.
1 for 1 from beyond the arc, I'll take that any day of the week. I don't care about how high a percentage you shoot, but if you make those low number of shots, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he did really well last night.
No, he did.
I'm definitely proud of him.
Yeah, for sure.
We're definitely going to keep Sadiq Bey.
As you should. Do you expect him to move into a starting role next year, or remain that bench?
I think he's going to become our 6th man.
I like that. I could see him definitely doing that for sure.
I don't know where that leaves Bogdan. But honestly, Bogdan might get traded.
Yeah, I could see it.
Just for more cap space. I feel like the 2 players most likely to get traded right now are Bogdan and Clint.
Oh, 100%.
Just based off of performance this season.
Yeah, Clint's been struggling. He was really good in Houston, and the last few years.
He was.
Yeah,
he was really good. He was good the first 2 years he was on the Hawks.
No, for sure. He was that big body presence, but I don't know what's been happening to him, but he's just had that regression.
I think it's just lack of reps, I feel like.
That's fair.
Yeah. He knows he's not the starter. So maybe he doesn't feel like he should be playing with starter energy.
He is the starter, but look at who he has to back him up. He doesn't really have a solidified backup center, so he's out there.
Oh, wait, did they start him last night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know Double O started the first, or I know he started Game 3 and Game 4, I think.
Okay, yeah, but they did start him last night.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I love Clint as a center. I just don't. I want him to do more.
That's fair.
And he's not doing more, unfortunately.
Yeah, you mentioned Houston. I was going to mention he had prime James Harden pass into him, back-to-back assists.
True. Yeah.
Made him look a lot better than he.
Also, the first 2 seasons he was with the Hawks, Trey was just passing this man dimes all season. So
no, that's fair.
You also have that to take into account for. They're just not getting the ball to him, but he's also not getting enough spacing for him to make those shots. I feel like.
I think the Hawks are in an interesting position because they have too many mouths to feed.
Yeah.
On that team. Too many guys that need to get shots up because, you have John Collins playing for, his reputation.
Which they had John playing at the 2 last night at one point, which was wild.
Between, the amount of guys who have offensive firepower on that team between Trey, DeJounte, Sadiq Bey, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, at least hopefully.
Bogdan.
You know, you have a lot of guys who want
supposed
the ball.
to be Lou Will, but we're probably going to let him go, most likely. Because he's still on our roster, apparently.
Lou
But he's
Williams
just,
is still
inactive.
Really?
I thought he retired.
He's just like inactive. No, he's still in the league. Because I looked it up the other day, and it says that he's still a player with the Atlanta Hawks.
No, you got Donovan Williams, not Lou Will.
Well, look up Lou Will, and it's going to say he's an Atlanta Hawk currently, but he hasn't been playing because he's inactive because he had a left hip strain or some shit like that.
Free agent.
It says free agent now?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I looked that up 3 days
last
ago.
played for the Atlanta Hawks. Last played.
Well, I looked at the Wikipedia and it was saying he currently plays, but he's inactive.
I'm looking at it right now. It says who last played for the Atlanta
they
Hawks.
updated
Did
that.
they like
Probably ain't got a
officially
contract.
Release him
Yeah.
at some point. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
we had
it's
to
a-
because he hasn't played all season.
Yeah.
Old ass veteran shooting guard.
But I mean,
Six man of the year.
the few years ago when we went to the playoffs, like he was
there.
He was a great 6 man
Yeah.
to have on the team.
He was.
But after that, I guess after that hip injury, he just.
Well,
That's fair.
looking around the playoff bracket, I feel like I can't believe we went this long without talking about Himmy fucking Butler.
Himmy Butler.
Why are you shaking your head, Ben? What? No. Come on, say the words.
I would just like to say, in episode 1, we did talk about Jimmy Butler, and we
Jimmy.
talked about whether or not he was going to choke, and Ben was like, I don't know about Jimmy Butler.
Because
What do you have to say now?
I just there's something about guys that are these non-regular season. They piss me off, and maybe it's because.
But it's going to happen. Like, we know.
Of the
We
players
know
I
it's going to
like.
happen.
Ben, you're from Chicago. You grew up going to Bulls games.
Yeah.
You know about Himmy. I don't want to hear it from you right now.
Yeah,
Either admit that he is him.
No. I
walk
genuinely,
out.
like, I want to hear what you have to say about Jimmy.
No, I mean
'Cause
that's I mean, I can't really say much after 56. I mean,
yeah. Tied for fourth most playoff points
Ever.
Tied with Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley,
And
and
Wilt.
that's a
and
real
Wilt.
stat.
yeah, they showed it on TNT. Yeah.
I mean, because like the most playoff points in history is Jordan in '86 against
Yeah,
the
with
Celtics
63?
with 63, and then
Oh, just like okay, yeah.
single game.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
And then it's Donovan Mitchell with 57. There was somebody else who scored 59.
Yeah, it was older. It was like somebody who played like during the Jerry West era who had
That's
scored that
impressive.
59.
Let's see if he can close out the series.
And that was with a healthy Giannis
Elgin.
last night.
Yeah, it's
Game 5 tonight.
Was
Yeah.
he healthy?
I was
Giannis,
I mean, it's Giannis right off the bench, like off injury. But I mean, he did put up a triple double.
he did.
Giannis didn't have a bad game. It's just Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton had bad fucking games.
Yeah.
Bad games.
I wouldn't even say Drew had like a bad game. It just wasn't a Drew
No.
game.
It wasn't.
But,
But
now,
I mean,
now the Bucks are screwed.
yeah.
I mean-
they either have to win 3 games in a row now.
You go
Or-
back. You're going back to Milwaukee down 3-1, which
Which they could win it
Giannis could have a Giannis
tonight.
game.
But
Ola-
I think if y'all go back to Miami right after that, their Heat takes it.
it's just what makes it so astonishing is that Hero's out. Hero's
Yeah.
gonna be out for the rest of the playoffs, and Oladipo's out for the rest of the playoffs. And we can debate Oladipo's impact on that team, but at least
Yeah.
he's a floor spacer.
Yeah. And Hero.
Hero was their guy. He was
Yeah.
their like offensive creator outside of Jimmy Butler, because Lord knows Kyle Lowry ain't giving you fucking 20
Nah,
anymore.
shit.
So we're about to we are on the precipice of watching an 8 seed upset a 1 seed for the first time since 2007.
Unfortunately, I don't. If they do, let's say they close it out tonight,
Yeah.
they don't get to. They don't get past the next round,
They would play the winner of Cleveland, New York, which is looking like New York.
which is looking like New York.
No, I feel
But-
like
Well, actually,
no,
they're
they
playing
will
New
make
York,
it past.
3-1.
They will make it past the Knicks.
If they'll probably make it past the Knicks.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it will be like a tough series. It'll probably go to Game 6, Game 7, but it'll.
Cleveland had one of the best offenses in the league in the regular
Facts.
season. And
But
They've
Donovan
choked
Mitchell,
in the
we
playoffs.
did say that.
New York held them under 80.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's honestly the playoff garden being a different beast.
The playoff
Yeah.
garden.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
Trey's
Trae
not
Young.
there.
Trae Young conquered the playoff garden. But
Bro, you can
Man.
go anywhere in that city, and if you
Garden
just start
kryptonite.
a "fuck Trey Young" chant,
Oh, the whole city is gonna riot
Yeah.
and start.
Facts.
Yeah, it's gonna be an uproar. They hate Trae Young out there, bro.
you could just be minding your own day. You could be at a
Which-
you could be at a football game or a baseball game.
if
and a
we
"fuck Trae Young"
somehow
chant
win
will
these
break
next
out.
2 games, If we somehow win these next 2 games, man.
You would play the winner of, or are you playing Philly?
We're playing Philly, but Boston will become
Philly
the
with a
new
lot
New
of
York
rest
for Trey.
now.
Boston becomes the new New York for Trey Young, or just I guess an additional city that Trey Young owns.
I would like to formally apologize for my statement in the first podcast when I said that the Nets had a chance to upset the Sixers.
I was looking at that earlier today.
That's one of the dumber things I've ever said.
No, it's at the time it was a
pretty
reasonable call. At the time, it was a really reasonable call.
I just
but
thought Claxton could, hold his own against
in the
Embiid.
first
He did not.
It was what's the series? Are they?
Huh?
The series was what? It was
It was a
4-1.
It was a clean sweep.
It was a clean sweep.
It was 4-0.
I thought they at least won one of the first 2
No, they
games.
did not.
Damn.
I mean, Mikal Bridges tried his best, and we can give the
Yeah, he
respect
did.
to Mikal Bridges that he deserves. He has blossomed, and I'm calling it. Next year, I can see him on an All NBA team. I can see
Oh,
him
yeah, for sure.
like
100%.
top
Oh,
10
yeah.
in scoring,
is
All Star.
Even in those losses though, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, they played their fucking hearts out.
They did.
Let's be
Facts.
real. They didn't go down as losers in any degree whatsoever. They definitely had made that a really good series, even if it was a clean sweep.
Yeah.
They still made it a good series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still kept them on their toes, at least.
Now, entertaining the hypothetical.
Tobias Harris, Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey and Harden were just way too much for them
No, that's
to
a
go up
solid
against.
4 right there, man.
That's
much
an
floor
amazing
spacing.
4.
You can space the floor too much with those guys.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any other top 4 in the playoffs right now? And I know your answer. I don't want to hear it, but you
wait till
two,
we get to the
shut up.
My
Shut
time to
up.
shine.
No, but do you two think there's another solid 4 that competes with those guys?
Another
You-
solid 4
Yeah,
currently in the playoffs.
Yeah. You shut your mouth.
We'll get to him because
Yeah.
I know what he's going to say.
We all know what he's going to say.
Just wait till we get to the West.
William.
I know.
William.
Yes.
Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic.
That's
yeah,
fair.
I
That's
was
fair.
gonna say that was
Yeah.
probably my
See,
go-to answer as well.
Would you look at that, Ben?
Ben, what's your answer?
Well, okay.
It's
so-
gonna be the Suns. I already know it. But what's your answer?
Chris Paul. wait, I'm not done. Devin Booker.
Kevin Durant.
No. DeAndre Ayton.
Kevin fucking Durant. Yeah, we know it's coming.
There it
we know
is.
it's fucking coming.
And Torrey Craig.
And Torrey Craig.
Hey, I like to give Devin Booker a lot of shit because he's Devin Booker. He's light skinned and shit. He pisses me off.
Because he's light skinned as shit.
He is hooping right now, man.
No, he is
He
for sure.
hooping.
He is.
If he was not on the Phoenix Suns, I would say he's one of my favorite players in basketball.
Devin Booker.
That's
Yes.
fair.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
hate
sure.
the Phoenix
I don't
Suns, bro.
like Devin
I
Booker.
hate him.
But I like the Suns right now.
I just I love any man who can shoot mid ranges as much as he does at the efficiency that he shoots
Yeah.
them and make
It's
it
beautiful.
and make it dangerous.
Oh, that man went off
He
last
loves.
night.
We have to remember, we did talk about this last podcast as well. Alex loves the mid range.
I love the mid range.
boring.
It's
And I talked about how I hate it. I
Yeah.
like Mike D'Antoni Rockets basketball.
But now you're rooting for a team that shoots
like-
the best mid range.
I do. I will say, the Hawks have an even
the
balance of that,
turntables.
though.
Yeah.
Between, long range game, perimeter game, mid range, and paint.
Well, you have DeJounte
performance.
Murray.
Yeah. And Trey.
If DeJounte Murray could just shoot
Trey's
free throw line
signature is
jumpers-
going up to the 12 and just.
Yeah, floated. DeJounte Murray's bread and butter
He's
is
gonna
a
do that
free throw
every
line
time.
jumper. DeJounte
Yeah.
Murray is just diet De'Aaron Fox.
Nah. Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But isn't
to
he
do that
older?
to DeJounte? I know, but it's just you look at De'Aaron Fox, he just won Clutch Player of the Year, and
Yeah,
he's
he did.
on the precipice of upsetting the defending champs.
True.
Which, that's okay. Do we want to move on to the
I
West,
have
or
no
do we have more on the
idea
East?
How that's
I mean,
West
I feel like
sucks. I mean, not West. East sucks.
Thank
East,
you.
East
Yeah, sorry,
is.
I meant
I feel
East.
like
I don't give a
East
shit about
is.
that. I was about to rage.
Yeah,
I feel like the East is more entertaining right now.
No.
No, you don't think so?
I just hate
I
the
feel like the
East.
West is more predictable right now.
You
know?
I wouldn't say that. The West is okay.
It's
There's
good,
one
but,
series in the West that is actually surprising me right now.
Which one? The
with
Lakers?
The Kings.
Yeah, that's the
and
one
the
series
Kings, yeah.
The Kings and the Warriors being even at 2
Where
right
I'm like,
now.
I don't know how this could go.
No,
See, that's what
really.
I'm saying. No, that's the only thing that's surprising right now.
But no,
Everything else,
I would say
Lakers versus Grizzlies. Okay, cool. The Lakers are upsetting the Grizzlies.
I hate that.
Well,
I truly hate
we did say that it's technically not an upset because they're the Lakers, but
Yeah.
like
meat riders.
They're-
all 3 of you.
It's just like, dude, LeBron's been to the finals 10 times.
Yeah, like it's not an upset at this point.
Shut up, I get it.
Lakers, Grizzlies. Lakers are 3-1. They could finish that series tonight.
Dylan Brooks is really making it hard for me to root for the Grizzlies right now.
You see, he ain't said shit since Game 4.
Well, yeah, you want to know why? It's because the media's turning me into a villain. The other fans.
They're turning me into a villain. They don't.
You turned yourself.
You turned yourself into a
I was
villain,
like,
bro.
every Instagram, YouTube comment section, I was like, that was a death wish once you said that.
Oh yeah. I don't respect nobody until they give me 40. All right, he gave you 20 and 20. Get the fuck out of his face.
Play half career high.
What? Wait, quick math. What's 20 plus 20?
40.
Exactly.
Shaq said that shit.
Shaq be math.
I genuinely think, but maybe it's also because my favorite team is in the East. Maybe that's why it feels more exciting to me.
Yeah,
But like, we just saw that Jimmy Butler game. Like, that was a really exciting game. Even if you don't care about the Bucks or the Heat, that was an extremely exciting game to watch.
That was a good game to watch.
That was an amazing game to watch.
Don't care about them.
I did have something I wanted to bring up.
I just watched the game because I was like, I just want to see who wins. Like,
Yeah.
I did have something I wanted to bring up. I was thinking about this literally on the drive here, and just like how we've seen like the power balance shift between the East and the West, because the East is so young now, where it's like you think about like the top guys in the East, where it's like Tatum, Giannis, Embiid,
Young.
Randall, Donovan Mitchell. Like these are all guys under the age of 30. Whereas you look 10 years ago, you still have like the Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, you know, like, but you look at the
LeBron,
West.
Chris Paul,
Exactly.
Steph.
Well, I mean, was Chris Paul in the East?
Chris,
No,
Chris
he's
Paul
always
is-
been in the West.
he's always been in the West, yeah.
Always.
Since his Hornets days.
But now you look at the West and how it's gotten so much older, and how the top like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, which rest in peace, but LeBron, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry is 5 years old.
Yeah.
Like Chris Paul, Kevin Durant. Like the West is the older conference now, and it's like more veteran basketball.
And it's more the stars.
But you're like in the next 5 years, you're gonna see half the fucking West retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might see Jokic retire.
I mentioned this last
I think
time.
Jokic has another 10 years on him.
Yeah, well, he wants to make enough money to support
Oh, for
his
him to
family.
just retire.
What were you gonna say,
yeah.
Ben?
Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. I mentioned my buddy who's an annoying Sixers fan last podcast, the worst type of human, the bottom of the barrel human beings ever. And we have this debate often. How
That's just being a Philadelphia fan in general.
He's
are
Philly across
cesspool.
the board. But we have this debate a lot. He's saying whoever comes out of the East wins it all. I say contrary. I say West.
That's fair.
Well, I would have said
Assuming
that.
the Nuggets come out on top, I think the Nuggets still got it.
I think. Well, okay.
Last
depends on
last
who they go
podcast, I
against.
did
Who
say
comes out of that
I said
series?
Celts would get it, but that was more so just to be like devil's advocate. I
But
genuinely
now that
think
the Hawks are competing with them,
well, not even just that, but I genuinely think that like the Nuggets are just playing too good, bro.
It's not going to be easy for the Celtics, and like we say that knowing that we are on like the betting favorite for the championship is about to get eliminated with the Bucks, and that's going to change like the entire
much.
dynamic of who's going to make the finals.
Yeah,
Favorite after the Bucks.
'Cause
is
now
the
you-
Suns.
Yeah, I mean we were thinking it was going to be a rematch of Bucks Suns,
That was my pick.
that was your pick. You did say that.
and
You
I
guys
just
had Bucks Nuggets.
Y'all both said Bucks Nuggets. Yeah.
I mean now I think everybody's money is on the Celtics to come out of the East.
but my money's been on the Celtics to come out of the
it's
East.
either on the Celtics or on the Sixers, but I doubt that.
That's going to be a hell of a
Sixers.
series. Which let's assume that Boston beats
Sixers.
you. Let's
Yeah,
assume
let's assume
beats you.
Boston beats us.
It's
They only
Philly-
need one more win.
Yeah,
so.
it's gonna be Boston Philly in the second round, and that's gonna be a brutal fucking series.
That'll be an
Oh,
Eastern
facts.
series.
That's
I will
that's
watch.
so they don't even get to see each other in like
It
the
ain't gonna
conference
be,
finals.
No, they're gonna have to. One of them is gonna have to go down, and then it's gonna be.
Probably them versus.
They're
the
gonna
Heat.
have to find. They're gonna have to beat the winner of Miami, New York, in the conference
Which I
finals.
genuinely think it's going to be the Heat.
Yeah, it's going to be the
I
Eastern
can't
East.
see
the
New
Heat.
York coming out of that.
But that's as far as Miami makes it. Is the
Oh yeah.
conference
Oh yeah.
finals.
No, they don't make it past there.
No.
Unless,
No.
unless Himmy.
I mean, we're gonna
Himmy
be
puts up
treated.
50 a game. Himmy is not Bubble Murray. Shut up.
We're gonna.
You
be
never
treated
know. He
to a-
could
I
decide
do.
to do that one night.
Tyler
or
Hero's
one series.
not coming back, right?
Yeah,
Tyler Hero's not
well,
coming back,
okay,
though.
so I saw this graphic when he got injured in Game 1.
You can only
like
do so much, Jimmy.
like the day after
Yeah.
they said Tyler Hero would be out unless the Heat made the finals, which I thought was a really petty thing to say. Because it's like, just say he's out for the season.
Yeah.
Was it the Hawks that I saw the other night? They like double booked like a they didn't even think they were gonna make like Game 6 because they like double booked a concert.
Yeah,
they
that's what I was talking about. I was telling Trent that this morning.
They
They
booked
double
Janet
booked
Jackson.
Janet Jackson, and they were trying to figure out which one they were going to move. And the
probably
NBA
would.
was
Easy.
like,
You
obviously,
you move Janet.
you move Janet Jackson, bro.
I'd rather go to the concert.
I'd rather go to the Janet Jackson concert. I'm not going to
She was
cap.
great.
Yeah, but
Talking-
honestly, like
is it
they
like
just
an
moved it to the
04
next
style
day.
Super Bowl?
Yeah,
They just moved it to Friday, which is a better day for her to have her concert anyway.
exactly.
Fair.
So like it didn't do too much for them.
I mean, just move it to a Sunday and put it in a football arena.
Why would it? Oh,
Think about it.
Move it
Think
to
about-
Mercedes-Benz?
Yes.
but you know why he's
big.
saying that?
Why?
Because of the Janet Jackson Super
because of
Bowl.
the Knicks. What is this, 2004? It's not funny.
But her,
sure about
but
that?
her in Mercedes-Benz Stadium would be an amazing concert.
Yeah,
that would be a
also-
fantastic
would.
concert instead of State Farm
Would
Arena.
it fail?
Huh?
Like there'd be a lot of space, and that's a huge dome, you know.
Yeah, but it's Janet Jackson. Like she's gonna fill that out.
I just like stadium concerts are weird.
And then Janet Jackson's probably already sold that city out. If they did move it to
absolutely.
the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they would just get the chance to sell more tickets.
No, can
And
we
they
get,
would probably still sell
can,
out.
can we get the NBA Finals in a football stadium?
Man, that would be amazing.
I'll be honest
like-
with you, man. It's weird when they do March Madness in a football stadium.
I don't care.
Because imagine being one of those poor fuckers who's up in the nosebleeds in a football stadium
Haven't they
trying to
done
watch a
But
basketball
also,
game.
but bro, think about like that's literally all Louisiana sports.
Don't they
is.
do it in like Lucas?
We
Oil?
only have
Yeah,
one
they've done
stadium. We only have one, or
You got
no,
Smoothie
we have
King.
two. We
You
have
got
Smoothie
Smoothie
King,
King.
but like they still end up using Mercedes-Benz for everything else. They don't even use Smoothie King for anything except for concerts.
You got to change the name of that place, dude.
It's so.
Well, that's because Smoothie King is like a leading retailer in Louisiana.
I know, but it's kind of
Somehow.
like I think the same thing at crypto.
You say how?
I said somehow.
Somehow. Well, they go to all the middle schools and give out smoothies every week. So that's
much appreciated.
That
It
is
is.
added to
I
like
love smoothies.
It's just such a strange name, like
So, like,
crypto.com arena.
yeah.
Like it's like
yeah. State Farm Arena, nice
State Farm,
name.
fine.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Ball Arena.
Ball Arena makes sense.
I preferred Pepsi Center.
I also prefer Pepsi Center.
It was dope. I wasn't even here.
Ball Arena feels like it should be in Los Angeles or Cali
Facts.
Arena,
Facts. Or even New York.
or even New York.
Like
Yeah.
Barclays Center.
Honestly-
solid name.
Honestly, I
And
would
the Garden.
rather Barclays Center be called the Bodega Center at this
The
point.
Bodega Center.
Bodega Center.
Speaking of arenas, I wanted to get to the Clips, and I saw an interesting tweet
just gonna mention
where it was
The Clippers.
Yeah.
Steve Ballmer has dropped God knows how much money into that new arena for the Clippers in Inglewood.
So much.
But and now he is in this strange predicament where for the third,
Wait, they're building a new stadium in Inglewood?
just for the Clippers,
Just for so the Clippers can have their own home
just so they don't have to share it with the Lakers.
type of thing.
I hate that.
Xavier.
Are they going to rename them the Inglewood Clippers then?
I would like if they did. Just
Yeah,
so, like,
that makes sense.
Just so
but,
like I don't have to like differentiate between like
Or-
they're playing L.A.
or send somebody to Oakland. I guess. Well, I don't know.
Oakland. They don't. It's Oakland's going under in every
Yeah.
sports league, man.
It's noon.
It's noon. Oh fuck! Did we say we were going to be there at 12:30?
At noon.
We said we were going to. No, we said 12:30, right?
Well, she's trying to find parking right now.
Ooh.
God damn it.
We got a project to do.
Yeah, we have our interviews. To film. God damn it.
Yeah.
And she's at the one downtown, right?
I don't know.
Can you text her and ask her real quick just to clarify?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay, man.
Don't look at me.
No, it's all good, man.
Yeah, we'll finish talking about this real quick.
It's all good.
And we're about to be at the 30-minute mark anyway, so
Yeah, it's all good.
later
We're
we can
chilling.
just
We're
come back in. And,
We'll come back in and finish it later.
yeah.
yeah, we can do this tomorrow or Friday or whatever.
I think the East looks really good. I think
Same.
the West is looking kind of predictable. A little less predictable than the East. But like we already have who is it? The fucking Phoenix versus
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
How about them Nuggets, baby? How about them Nuggets?
We beat the Timberwolves by
Every
3,
time
man.
you say how about them Nuggets, I'm just gonna say how about them Hawks.
That's fine.
It's. I am so worried about that series, dude.
Yeah, you should.
What
Be.
I
about
am.
the Suns versus?
It's gonna be a fun
Suns
one,
Nuggets.
boys.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a tough series
be
for
a
y'all,
fun one,
for
boys.
sure.
Shush.
Well, okay. Do you?
That's
think,
gonna be very fun for all three of you. I'm just gonna be watching from
Do
the
you think?
sideline.
Do you think it's going to be a competitive series?
100%.
Oh yeah,
I'm asking Ben here. Because
from the perspective of a Suns.
from the perspective of a Suns fan, do you have any fear about the Nuggets at all? I mean, we do have home court advantage.
He's about to pull some bullshit.
gift.
He's about to pull some bullshit.
We didn't
out.
look. We didn't lose a home game. We haven't lost a home game in the playoffs yet. Which I know it's only
Like of all time?
No,
You mean
this
just
season.
series? Oh,
It's only
I was
3
about to
games.
say.
It's only
I was like, whoa, that's a
only been-
crazy stat.
It's only been 3 games, but we are good at home, and we do have home court advantage.
Oh, is that Suns fan from last?
It's not going to happen.
Oh, you suck.
We're gonna win.
Suns in 4. How'd that work out for you last year? How'd that work out?
He definitely like.
He jinxed that. That kid
I'm
jinxed
gonna
that.
say.
He jinxed the fuck out
All
of
I'm
that.
gonna
Well, that was
say.
2021.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Anyway,
Nuggets in 4, baby.
I don't know. I'll say I'll give a basic answer. Suns 6.
Suns in 6.
Suns in 6. Okay.
I'm not gonna get angry. I'm not gonna get angry with that. I am terrified. I'm losing sleep
Hey,
over
remember
the prospect of Kevin Durant.
I'm so excited.
remember how our bench
so
almost
excited.
beat them twice?
Yeah, you remember how the Suns in the Chris Paul, Devin Booker era haven't won a series against a healthy playoff opponent?
Yeah. And guess what? We're healthy.
Yeah,
Real healthy.
Yeah.
Like
and then and then the Suns were sunned by Luka Doncic in Game 7 last year in the Western
Yeah.
Conference Semis.
but
I will say,
Kevin Durant.
it's going to be a tough series. I think it's going to go to Game 7, but I see Nuggets coming out on top,
And that'll be in our building.
and it'll be in Ball Arena. It's going to be a hectic
if it goes
Game
to
7.
7, I'm there.
If it goes to 7.
It's going to be a hectic Game
If it's
7.
7, I'm there.
I'm also going to be there if it's.
I mean, I was like on my seat yelling in Game 5 against the 8 seed last night.
yeah, like
And it's like, oh god, if it's this close against the fucking Timberwolves
versus the Suns.
versus
man?
the Suns, like what are we gonna do? I think Christian Brown's gonna get more minutes because he did, he played.
How's Chris Paul been playing this playoffs?
He just
All right.
he doesn't have the
Decent.
he doesn't have to have the offensive load on his shoulders.
Yeah.
True.
Never has in his
Is it
career.
more so KD and Devin Booker?
Oh, Devin dropped 47
Yeah.
last night.
Oh shit!
And it was a beautiful 47.
oh shit!
It was a tasteful 47.
So really, it's
tasteful.
Devin Booker and KD that y'all have to watch out for.
Yeah.
Which I mean, we can do. Gordon can do all he can do.
Christian Brown's solid off the bench.
I think
Bruce Brown.
Jamal Murray, KCP, and MPJ put up a really good fight against that team.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
It's just
Jokic,
like
obviously.
Jokic against Ayton is going to be weird.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say we mentioned the 4 and the 4. Each of those matchups indivially are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to Torrey
Case-
Craig versus KCP.
Yeah.
And that'll be fun too.
Which that's going to be a nice matchup to watch.
That's gonna
I think
be fun.
I do think that they're going to try and switch a lot of mismatches on KCP. Because he's one of those players where like, okay, cool, we didn't locked up the main 4 in the starting 4. We just have to worry about KCP just randomly dropping a 3.
KCP is just a good wing defender, and I think about like this entire series against Anthony
Not even
Edwards.
necessarily in defense, just like on offensively.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, because like
he's still a threat.
it's just he has this problem where he can be wide open and like he makes his money off corner threes.
Yeah.
And sometimes he'll be wide open and it just won't go in for like an entire night. But he did what he could against Anthony Edwards this series.
Yeah.
And let's not pretend like Anthony Edwards got locked up this series.
Yeah, no.
Because he dropped 41 in what was it, game 2?
Mm-hmm.
It's
He had a bad game that one, and then otherwise he was
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
his normal self.
I mean, what, 2 games ago or the last game that they played against them? He dropped like in game 5 for them.
last night?
Yeah, didn't he? Or
He had a decent game
or
last
maybe
night.
it was 2 games ago that I'm thinking of. But he
Yeah.
had a really good game 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
2 games ago, I mean.
He's got a bright future. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think he stays in Minnesota his
Really?
whole career. Not his whole career.
Wow.
I think he probably has maybe 2 more years left in him. He's gonna leave.
I mean, they kept Towns this long.
Yeah.
But I think
But-
they get rid of Towns soon.
Yeah, I don't think that Cat even wants to stay. Like, yeah, they've
think
they've
they
treated
blow
him
up that
amazing.
much?
Don't get me wrong. Like, he's their franchise
After
player.
Getting Gobert?
Huh?
You really think they blow it up that much right after getting Gobert?
Well, it didn't
Gobert
work.
had
It didn't
a
work.
bad year.
Yeah,
The
no.
Gobert experiment didn't work because
It never. Don't
It
get
never
started.
does. The Gobert experiment never works.
we didn't
And
even
people keep trying it.
We
didn't
traded
even
him on
hunt
draft
him.
night for a reason.
we didn't even hunt him. Like, remember when the Clippers played the Jazz in the second round a couple years ago, and they just hunted him with like these small ball lineups the entire time,
Yeah.
and like we didn't even try that much against Gobert, and we still beat him.
Yeah.
We just went straight at Gobert.
Now, my favorite has got to be Gobert. I got him to Jokic.
Brother, I have 47.
Brother, I have 47.
Which he had 27, 14, and 12 last night.
On 8 for 29.
Horrible
shooting.
efficiency. Which
8 of 29.
That's something that also scares me for the next round. It's like
29.
Yeah.
And he still had a triple-double.
At one point.
Jokic is different, bro. He's built different.
It's just I worry about it for the next round if he's gonna be this inefficient. And I know Gobert, like
I don't think so.
We can shit talk Gobert all we want. He's still a good defender. Like you don't win 3 DPOYs without being a good defender.
Yeah.
True.
But I don't know. I don't think Ayton locks him up.
No.
But I think they hunt a lot of because everybody going into the Wolves series was like, oh, we're gonna hunt Jokic in the pick and roll. We're gonna switch Jokic onto Conley all the time. And it's like, okay, you did that and you lost in 5.
Yeah.
So
y'all won one game and it was still a really close game.
It was still a win that should not have happened.
Yeah.
However, we have this like
Wasn't it off like a last minute 3 or some shit like
fucking Michael
that too?
Conley in overtime hits this
Yeah.
fucking bank shot from the corner, and it was
Yeah.
just like that. That was the killer. Even though there were like 4 minutes left. Hey, fuck you too.
Fucking Noah Block.
But yeah, no. I think that's going to be a really good series. Either way, like I don't think Aiden can lock up Jokic. Jokic is a guaranteed
Suns
like
and foe, Suns and
bucket
foe.
in that series.
Jokic isn't going to lock up Ayton either. Again, those like just paint jumpers that
Yeah.
Ayton does, he's going to hit like 20 of those.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because
I think
Jokic doesn't have that good of
whoever's
hops. He's
on
just
Booker
got a long
can't hold him.
wingspan.
But I think whoever's on Booker also cannot hold.
No. You put Bruce Brown on Booker, it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Malone finished the game last night with
it.
Bruce Brown.
I know.
KCP didn't come back in, and that sucks because my roommate Bryce had KCP over 11
bet?
points.
And he had 10.
And he had 10, and he, like the entire fourth quarter, he was like, "Why is he going with Bruce Brown? Why?" And
Because Bruce Brown's a solid defender.
Bruce Brown is a solid defender, but so is KCP.
I know.
He had the most defensive player of the game. chains
KCP
this
just
year.
wasn't a solid defender
what?
on the Lakers.
No. Well, yeah, look at
But
who
it's
he had to
also
go up
because
against.
who he was with.
Yeah.
I think that's where we end the podcast today.
Jesus
We'll
Christ,
be
man.
back after a quick break, folks.
We'll be back after an intermission, after this commercial break.
I'll face guard you the rest of the game. If I ain't getting no rebounds, you ain't getting none. That's a good deal. That's a good trade-off, isn't it?